We actually get paid to go to university.
The statement is insane.
Alright. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be my new uni Q&A, university, CBS, my bachelor, IBP at Copenhagen Business School.
Can't sit with us!
I'm really excited about this Q&A, so let's just jump straight into it.
Let the quiz begin.
Oh, goody. I love quizzes. All those years of playing Trivial Pursuit are about to pay off.
What are something called customary freeholds?
Superior copyhold.
Yes, temple for the second mooting night of Michaelmas term.
Several months later.
Amas bibendo fructis.
Very good. What is an overreaching grace used in the inner temple for the second mooting night of Define damnum sent.
The first one here is kind of more related directly to my degree. I got a few questions from a lot of you who are probably Danish in terms of like IBP. When I say IBP, it's just a short name for International Business and Politics, which is my degree at Copenhagen Business School. Take out all the IBP questions at first. Like, would you recommend IBP to someone considering it? When I finish my degree now in a few months, I will do an entire video with my honest review over these last 3 years and everything. Yes and no. If you do want to study international relations, governance, business, I would definitely recommend it. It's a great degree, great program. However, I also want to be totally transparent that it's gonna be a really hard program and you're gonna have periods of time where you literally just want to go home and fucking cry. I would definitely recommend this program to you if you're super passionate about what this program is about. However, if you're just like kind of winging it, I would definitely not recommend it because it's going to be a lot of hard work and you need to be really passionate about a lot of the topics because there are also going to be a lot of topics you're not going to find interesting. So if you don't overall find the degree interesting, you're going to burn out. And yeah, how difficult is IBP? Is it as tough as everyone tells me? If it is as tough as people tells you, I don't know who you've been talking to, so that's kind of hard for me to answer. It's definitely a tough program. It's definitely a tough degree. There's a reason why you need to have a high GPA to get in. Like, people in my program are so smart, and I mean, obviously I got into this program, so I guess I'm not dumb either, but you're gonna feel dumb because people are so smart. How difficult it is, I feel like that's hard for me to answer. So I've had courses where I have literally, I'm just gonna say it, I have failed courses at my program. Hi, hello, it's me, and I'm just sitting here and editing this video you're watching, and I just really needed to pop in like a comment to this thing. So I was actually really insecure about even sharing this, like the fact that I failed courses, but honestly, I hope that this helps you or helps someone out there, because I just feel like everyone who does YouTube or everyone who ever posts something about their degree, it's only all the ups. And I feel like I have never even heard someone say out loud that they failed a course at university because they don't want to put it out there or whatever. But you're not a failure because you failed courses. It took me a long time to understand. Again, I'll make a video about it. Just like I had never ever gotten even like a bad or average grade before university. I know, hashtag more flexing, I know. It was so hard for me literally to fail those courses, and I have some clips where I literally went down crying in the bathroom. And for me, I questioned my whole like intelligence for such a long time. But now we're at the end of the 3 years, and I just want to tell you, like, if you failed courses, or if you have failed a course, or if you are not getting the same marks, especially in the beginning of university, like, you can improve and you will improve. Really do want to make, like I just said, I'm gonna make an entire video on my experience. I just quickly wanted to put it out there, like editing, kind of telling you deep thoughts about my life, but you know, okay. Anyways, back to me. Obviously, I have passed them afterwards because you need to pass your exams in order to continue your degree. IBP is very much a program which is very diverse, meaning that you're both gonna have very much like political theory, but you're also gonna have pure corporate finance courses. Of course, you're not gonna be strong in both aspects. I mean, some people at the program are, which is super annoying, but like personally for me, I've always been much more into politics theory like that. I obviously applied to this program. I've talked about it in like an old video now, like when I applied my Quota 2 application video. I'm super passionate about this interrelationship and this interplay of business and politics, but most people is gonna be strong in one of the either, and you can also totally see that at my program. Like some people are a lot more into like the financial classes we have, and then some of us are a lot more into like the political aspects and courses. So how difficult it is, I think it's gonna depend on your strengths and weaknesses.
Bibendo fructis.
Courses like that has been my strength. For all of these kind of courses, I haven't found it too difficult, but in a challenging way you want it to be kind of way. And then I've had some of the other courses like corporate finance. I literally found that course so hard. And so a lot of people at CBS, they go to this external examination course preparation firm, which is called Aspiri. I have literally gone to a lot of Aspiri courses, like additional extra courses for preparing myself for exams for those courses. It's gonna be very personal to you towards what your strengths and weaknesses are. But yes, there will definitely be courses at IBP you find very challenging and difficult, but there will also be courses you find super interesting. So I feel like it's, yeah. So this one is more for, I feel like, a lot of you guys who are not Danish. So how does university work in Denmark? Is it state funded? Did you need a loan to pay for it? So the educational system in Denmark is very unique in that way. So no, we don't pay for school. And if you're not Danish, you probably think that this is like insane.
The statement is insane.
So just wait for the next thing I'm gonna say. We actually get paid to go to university.
I'm just gonna pause for a second.
Again, if you're Danish, it's like obvious, #SU hashtag. The government actually pays you if you go to a university level degree and study. And we actually get paid $1,000 a month for studying at university. Again, I'm just gonna pause for a second if you're a foreigner and think this is absolutely ridiculous, which I guess it is if you're a foreigner. I'm just gonna let you catch your breath. But the thing is that in Denmark, we pay so much in taxes. So yes, the degree is free, but it's only because everyone pays so much in taxes that it allows you to go free to school. Obviously nothing is free in society. Someone is always going to pay for it, and even when it's the government paying for it, it's actually you paying for it because we pay so much to the government, if that makes sense. Before you're like, oh my god, everything is free. Like, it's definitely not free. And when I tell you that we have the highest tax rolls pays in the world, like literally look it up. I think we're number 1, but it might be number 3. Yes, it's government funded and we get paid to go to school $1,000 a month, which is absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna say it's not, because it is. And what I'm really proud of being Danish is because it's government funded, everyone has the opportunity to take a degree and not go broke. And I think that's amazing, because I know in other countries that's where people struggle. They can't afford to get a degree. And in Denmark, you literally have every single opportunity to get the degree you want, to educate yourself, and that's amazing. But I just wanted to clarify that you pay a lot of taxes. It's a super high trade-off. So the way it works is like, our government funding is called SU, which is like translated into like the state's funding for you studying, kind of states. No, I didn't need a loan to pay for it. So Copenhagen is definitely one of the capitals in the world. I think it's top 10 for like literally high F rent. Like literally, I don't even see like a dime of my government funding. It goes directly into my rent, and then I have additional like money I need to pay for my rent, and then I also have to live, of course. Most people's SU go directly into their rent in Copenhagen because it's so expensive. Of course, you can study other places as well. I just wanted to. Anyways, as I've understood, you came in at CBS through Quota 2. What did you have in your application? So I already, now it's an older video, it's like almost 2 years old now. Wow. So I made an entire video about my whole application, how you can apply by quota 2 to CBS as a foreigner, or in general how you can apply by quota 2. I'll link the video down below. But yes, I did get in through quota 2 at CBS. I honestly did not expect to get into IBP through quota 2, because if you're Danish, a very limited number of those quota 2 seats are reserved for Danish people, because most of those are reserved for foreigners who are going to apply to the programs. What courses are you studying and why? I just spoke a bit about it, but we have courses such as macroeconomics, microeconomics, accounting, corporate finance. I mean, I'm done with my degree almost now, so I've had all these courses. Organizational structure, international political economy, comparative political economy, international money theory. I can't remember what course was called. International business strategies. A lot of different and diverse courses. All our courses are aiming towards understanding the relationship between international relation and governance and international business, and both at a national level but also at a broader international level. That was also one of the reasons I spoke about it again a bit in my application kind of video. Like, I really wanted to study these international relations. I wanted to study business. I wanted to study international political governance, but I wanted to do it in English. And there are honestly very few degrees in Denmark where you can do that, study this relationship and interplay, and also study it in English. So that was why I chose to apply to IBP program at CBS. Do you have any career goals once done with uni?
So...
Of course I have. I don't think anyone goes into university without having career goals afterwards, right? This is something, I mean, I'm starting now to open up a bit more, other than just posting around all my passion for fitness. I'm starting to open up about more my passion for like sustainability, international relations, governance, all these things. But it's something I've not talked a lot about, and particularly not in English. I only spoke about it a few videos last year in Danish, like career goals and stuff like that. But it's been very hard for me to open up about it, because I feel like it's a fine line between sharing here on my social platforms and not putting a lot out there. I don't know, inappropriate for my work, do you know what I mean? But obviously I have a lot of career goals after graduating. Right now I am literally in a quarter life crisis. There's another here in terms of IBP. Can you tell a bit more about IBP and how it differs from other programs at CBS? One of the main things that makes IBP a bit different from a lot of the other courses at CBS is that we have this kind of special structure in terms of semester and quarter structures. A lot of universities and in general degrees, they will have semester courses, meaning that you have your course from like August, September until December, January, like these 5 months or so. We have quarter courses in some of our like courses, which means that basically you will have an entire course of maybe 15 or 7.5 ECTS within like 5 weeks. As you can probably guess, like that's a lot of hard work, so packed and intense. And I will literally have weeks, and we've had weeks where you have my camera just died because, yeah, what did I say? Obviously, if you have 2 quarter courses and you have like 5 weeks to finish all the lectures that would normally be spread out in 6 months, it obviously is going to be a lot of time where you actually need to be at lectures. For some of the semesters and for like some months, I've literally been sitting in a lecture hall just like having lectures 40 hours in a week. I can also make a totally dedicated video on this, like optimizing your readings and notes, because there's a huge like night and day difference from how I studied the first year to the second year. And I mean, my 3rd year is just like, I lived in China and now there's lockdown and do everything from home. So like, I don't know, you kind of need to figure out, like prioritize what kind of courses and what readings you have to do, because obviously you cannot be 40 hours sitting in a lecture hall and still read like the next 500 pages until tomorrow. It really doesn't even make sense. This whole kind of both having semester and quarter courses is one of the things that makes the course differ a lot from a lot of the other programs. For instance, if you compare it to HA Almen, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that in English because it is a Danish program. It's basically the most like pure economics at CBS. HA Almen, they will, I know this because I have a lot of friends studying there, so they will have the same type of courses and then they will elevate over the 3 years, whereas IBP, I have like 10 different courses, 20 different courses. So obviously the structure is going to be a lot different. Anything about HA Com? Oh, actually I don't know anyone who studies HA Com. I only know people who studies pure HE. But you can read up on every like single course and program at CBS on their website. That was literally how I approached my own program. I read up and read every single thing on CBS website. I went to 2 like open house office hours. Actually, I went to 2 seminars on how to write a good application to get into CBS. Last question I want to answer is, I don't know even if this is a concept other places than Denmark. It's called Rustur. I got a question about how was Rusturen. And if you don't know what Rustur is, it's basically the start of university in Denmark. It's the introduction, but more so, it's not as much the academic content of starting up. It's basically just like partying and getting to know your new fellow university students at your programs. IBP, I will hands down say this, and I know they've been changing since I started university 3 years ago because of regulations and whatever. I had the best introduction Rustur experience. I know that this is very different from program to program and uni to uni, not to be like, haha, IBP. My IBP study board, and hands down to all of those people who arranged it, like we had a great introduction to IBP. Our Rustur was very long. We had 2.5 weeks of like introduction program, which were every single day, like 10 hours program of going to bars, going to seminars. It was kind of a mix. So I mean, Rustur obviously like can be a lot of different things. We both had a specific Rustur, like a cabin trip, we had that, but we also just had an introduction. So we both had like going away, partying weekend at this cabin trip, and then we also had partying like introduction just in the city and on campus. So I'm just gonna talk about this first and then the cabin trip after. So the introduction was in the mid of August, I believe, and at this point I hadn't even found my place to live in Copenhagen. So I just literally slept on a couch on one of my friend's apartments. I really want to emphasize the importance of, if you have a Rustur or introduction program at your program, please go to it. And you don't have to drink at every single event. Just show up, meet the people, be there, be a part of it. Because when you do start the program, I remember it was like the people who weren't a part of the introduction, it was like, definitely goes to the introduction Rustur, whatever, if you have those. Ours program, it was very intense, I will say. Camera is again about to die, fuck. Our introduction was basically, we had 2 full weeks of program. The whole day we had business trips. For instance, we went to EY and did a business case one of the first days, which were a great way to kind of be integrated into the work and the prospect you might get into from this program. For me, I had never been to any kind of events like that before, so that was really well put together. We went there a whole day at EY, did business cases. There were associate and partners kind of guiding us through how to handle these cases, and then you had to present it and everything. It was great. We went to, of course, sightseeing in Copenhagen, because obviously some are foreigners at IBP, and in general just the people from all over Denmark come to Copenhagen to study IBP. So we had some sightseeing things, and we had like games, like spiking around in Copenhagen to find these different kind of events, and it was a great way to kind of get to know some people. We were put into these like intro groups, which were kind of like the people you went around with. But I also made friends with other people from all the other intro groups, which are today some of my best friends. So that was literally the fucking 4th time my camera died doing this single video. I also didn't charge it before filming, so that was stupid. But we also had a lot of like inspirational speakers, so former IBP graduates who have gone on to do like really cool jobs and kind of like telling their stories. I only had 1 day off from those 2 weeks. I was wiped out. I was so tired, like from meeting new people and everything, but it was super worth it. And yes, there was a lot of drinking involved, but personally, I just chose some days where I was like, today I'm not gonna drink, because I can't drink every single day for 14 days, or I can, but I didn't want to do that. Yes, that was the introduction, and then like a month later we had the cabin trip, and yes, let's just say like a lot of shit went down on that trip. It was a good trip. It's like one of those where, yeah. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like the difference from all these like party games and etc. from when you started the gymnasium was that I honestly felt like, because you were that much older, that it's not like you feel pressure to drinking if you don't want to. For instance, some days when I didn't feel like drinking, I was like, I just said, no, I'm not drinking today. And people would be like, maybe you would have that one annoying person that would be like, why not? Everyone else would be super cool. Don't feel pressured that you can't go on any of these like introduction things if you don't want to drink. Like, Just make it clear I'm not drinking today and be cool with it. Anyways, all right, I feel like I've answered a lot of great questions now, so I'm gonna round up here. If I didn't answer your question, make sure to leave it down below and I will try to answer it. I honestly really liked all these questions, and thank you so much for all of you guys who wrote into me. I know I haven't talked a lot about my internship in this particular Q&A, but if you have more questions about my internship, I'll talk a bit more about it in another video soon. Let me know if you want a new Q&A like this. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I really enjoyed filming it. Thank you so much for all of your questions. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. So I will see you guys in the next one. Now I actually need to go and do uni stuff, so I mean that's appropriate, right? Anyways, I'll see you when I'll see you.